Hi and welcome to the Market Alert for Friday the 20th of November 2020. So stocks suddenly surge on Schumer, McConnell headlines. That was towards the end of the session. The algos were insta-bid. Basically, the 6.2 trillion that they printed back in March seems to have evaporated and been used, and now they want a new COVID bill with a few more trillion to be spent for the second wave. So no surprise there. And of course, that's really good news for the stock market. And again, I'm being cynical and sarcastic because it just goes to show that what a complete farce and manipulation of the market, and how it has become a plaything really for the banks. It's just incredible how they can keep pushing this market to the upside. But that's it. That's what it's been doing since 2008. They want the market on the highs. They want to keep increasing valuations. And frankly, I don't understand it. They'd be better off actually, holding massive short positions and making a fortune quickly, and then buying back in the lows when they've got rid of all of the small investors. I don't understand why they keep holding this market on the high. It's got to be political more than financial. And, normally you would get re-elected on a booming stock market, but not this time for Trump, if you are to believe everything that you see and read. So yeah, let's move on. And talking about believing what you see and read, I'll just leave this one with you as well. New York Times says Great Reset is a conspiracy theory on the same day the World Economic Forum celebrates it. Lobbies Twitter and Facebook to censor information about elite agenda. Well, what a surprise. They don't want you to know about transhumanism, artificial intelligence and controls, and digital currencies tracking your every move. And how they've co-opted the COVID virus to use to forward their agenda. Of course, they don't want you to know about it. And the thing is, a lot of people are waking up to it. And of course, this is one advantage of the lockups, is that people have time on their hands, can't understand the inconsistencies in all of the rules, etc. So they go searching, and then they start to dig, and then they find, hang on a minute, what's going on? Because the stats don't stack up with regards to COVID. We've got a case-demic, not a pandemic. And eventually people start to find out what's really going on. And the Otto von Bismarck summed it up brilliantly many, many years ago. I mean, he was talking about politics, but it doesn't really matter what it is. It says, never believe anything in politics or life, frankly, until it has been officially denied. And that's a classic of what you're seeing here going on at the moment. So let's have a look at yesterday. And the markets are incredibly quiet at the moment. As I've said it over the last few days, they're just waiting for some sort of news to break. And even news of a third vaccine yesterday didn't even move the market. So what is going on? I know we're going into the Thanksgiving weekend, and it's possible that a lot of traders are just looking forward to some sort of normality. But yesterday, just incredibly quiet, as you'll see in a moment from the daily charts. I'm going to run through this quickly. Here you can see the market coming off the 200 MA there. Then we had a potential buy signal. The market filling this, but then immediately you can see we've got some selling pressure here as prices struggle to move to the upside, immediately hit by this. Then we have a potential sell signal. The market fills this, stuck in a sideways move, doesn't follow through, attempts to try and break the BRN. It does this, trades down to the 200 MA, and then you get this classic where it comes off the lows with the increase in volume, indicating that there is some buying in the low of this bar, and we're at the 200 MA, so it's an important buying point. And then prices reverse and move back to the upside, as you'll see in just a moment. Then we get a potential buy signal. No selling pressure in this bar this time, but it's a narrow bar and at least 90% of the previous bar. So still showing that there is resistance to move to the upside. Further potential weakness there. And then prices just become sideways with tiny bars of about 6 points. And that's the way it remains. Prices eventually drift lower. You can see prices then being picked up at the previous area where we saw the buying coming when the market opened, and again just moving back to the upside. You've got some buying pressure here. You can see the volume is greater than the previous bar and at this level, with prices reversing and moving back to the 200 MA. They failed to close through the 200 MA though at this point here. You can see this. And then once prices close back below the 5 bar, they start to struggle a bit, and then we see prices break down to the low, reverse straight off the low. They don't want prices going much lower. We get two sell bars here. You can see the selling here at the 200 MA and the 20 bar moving average, and then prices come back. I drew in some fibs here just to see how far prices were going to come back and see if they would bounce off the 62% area, and they did. They came back to the low 62, 78, and then prices reversed and then moved back. Well, they didn't move back anyway, they just traded sideways and then eventually started to move to the upside there. But it took a long time. Very, very quiet at the moment. So the morning session was range bound, as was the afternoon, but a little bit more activity. The market kicked off with a sell signal, and again you've got the 200 MA sitting here at the scalp level as well. So prices came straight down, and again you see them buy back in. Huge volume to buy back in, range narrower at the 200 MA. So once again they want the market back on the highs. They want to get the market moving back up, and you can see they'd already brought it off the low in the morning there. So prices continue to move to the upside. Lagarde was speaking in the afternoon. They managed to bring it back to the DP level. A bit of selling there as well. You can see this spike in volume at the DP level. Prices then closed back below the 5 bar and the DP and moved to the downside, which you can see there, trading all the way back down eventually to the 200 MA, which you'll see prices just heading down there now, just through, and then once again reversing and then trading in a range. So we'll just speed through this. You can see the market coming back, and then prices again just becoming very quiet and sideways as we head into the 4 o'clock close. But again, you can see, between these lines we've got these are just 50 points, so you can see not a lot going on. I think it was just over 50 points for yesterday. I mean, that's 25, just under 50 point range. Incredibly quiet. So the market is waiting for news of whatever to actually move it. If we look at the daily chart, you can see how tiny the bars are for the last few days, as prices are just trading in a sideways range there. Tiny bars. But the good news is, once it explodes out of this, it's going to be fantastic. So it's a matter of having to decide what we do at the moment, whether we just sit on our hands and keep the gunpowder dry and wait for the market to break. But at the moment it's really, really quiet, as you can see here. Even the DP and the 200 MA have come close together on the overnight, and the 20 bar, well, all averages as well. So really quiet there. The Dow also the same. I haven't seen such tiny bars in the Dow for a long time. I mean, look at yesterday, really, really small. The volatility disappeared, and we could see the same thing happening again today. Even though the unemployment figures again showed an uptick in the jobless claims, the initial jobless claims, it still didn't move the market at all. So the volatility has put in a drop, not a new low, because 18.11 is the low that we've, sort of the post-virus low correction that we've seen. So 1936, the lower this goes, the bigger the correction is going to be, the same as when we had all of this coiling here, and then we had an explosive move. So it is coming, there's no doubts about that. And there you can see the same, we're still moving to the downside and down in this sort of area here for the implied volatility. Yesterday I forgot the news, so let's have a look today before we finish. And I'm going to go over to Monday as well, Tuesday. So Thursday, I was looking for the Thanksgiving, but it's been put back until Thursday of next week. Mind you, it's generally the third Thursday of the month. So, okay, so that's taken care of that. So that's out of the way. I thought we might have been having something over the weekend, but not. It's the last Thursday of November, according to this then. It's usually around the 23rd, so 26 would make sense. Okay, so today what have we got? Not a lot. Lagarde's out again. These central bankers are out an awful lot at the moment, aren't they? Retail sales at 7 a.m. for the UK. It'll be an interesting one. They're forecasting this to be lower. Well, they're going to decimate that with this current lockup, especially in the run-up to Christmas. And then Lagarde, like I say, is speaking at 8:15, so expect the DAX to go quiet while she speaks. Okay, that will do it for this one and for the week. Let's see how things pan out today. Like I say, this is the calm before the storm. It always happens where we get these quiet periods which then result in an explosive move. And we can get too much volatility, so we'll enjoy the bit in between once it does break. As ever, thanks for watching. See you in the next one.